Here's a look at what you'd be looking for with the inside zone against this 3-4. Again, getting downhill this time, instead of reading the front side linebacker, you're going to read this nose and either go front side A, back side A, or you could even bend this thing to the back side, especially whenever you have a guy right here leading on the outside back to the back side. Of course, if he flies hard off the edge, you could bluff that, work up. LSU did this a couple times, and these guys are blocking man on. Sometimes they run a bubble. Sometimes they'll motion across. Lots of different things you can do. And, of course, inside zone is the #1 run in all of college football. It's no exception right here at a bunch. They like to use it as a bit of a change, especially when teams start moving over towards that bunch, trying to stop duo, truck, different things like that where you're running to the strong side. So we would go change up, and most teams have it into their offense to begin with, and we're going to jump right in and take a look at it. Now we're taking a look at just straight inside zone at a bunch. Right here we're going to start with the 3 front. And for Mississippi State, it looks like a 3-3 stack. These guys are pretty wide on these ends. For whatever reason, on 3rd and 2, that's what they decided they wanted to do. On this one, LSU ran a lot more inside zone than they did duo, and that's kind of rare. But, of course, inside zone is #1 run in college football. Pretty much every team is running some sort of inside zone. And on this one, as you're looking, you're getting a couple double teams. You're getting a good wash. He's trying to sift up this backside tackle, and this fullback that was at the #3 receiver spot, he's working around. He's bluffing that guy. He's arcing, of course, for the quarterback run with Jayden Daniels. Pretty good job here. Good double team there, working up to the middle linebacker. These guys just blocking, trying to get a body on a body, getting man on. They getting out leverage right there. But on this one, pretty obvious this D-end's wide. He squeezes pretty hard, thinking that he has an extra guy right here. But when that fullback bluffs that, works up there to the guy that's got the quarterback pull, gets about 3 or 4, just gets the first down. But again, you can see change up right there, running inside zone with the bluff to the backside defensive end. Keep those guys on, especially with a quarterback like Jayden Daniels. This was a really interesting look here. Getting a little bit of motion, faking the jet sweep by the #1 receiver. He's coming across, and everybody else is just running inside zone that direction. Even this wide receiver works across like he's going split zone here from that receiver spot. So I thought that was really interesting. Not just a huge play, but right there, fly motion with the #3 receiver there and bunch running straight downhill inside zone. Having this receiver, for whatever reason, run across, try to kick out to the other side. Really weird change up there for Alabama. I'm not sure what they were trying to do on that one. But right there, Auburn's able to fit it, get him on the ground. Pretty good, strong play there by Auburn's defense. Another look here. This time, Alabama playing Kentucky. And you got one linebacker here in the box. So you're going to go inside zone, and you see down block. They're going to double team up. He's working across to whatever the first man showing up. He's a little bit late to it, a little bit over-aggressive. Runs past the guy. Great job here by the running back, though. Everything is washed. Again, they were used to trying to play this duo and everything from Alabama. Them trying to get front side there to the bunch. But now they're going to wash everything down, try to lead there to the backside, and split those defenders with that running back. Great job playing with some momentum falling forward, getting a first down there on 3rd and 3. Another look here against Mississippi State. Again, you're working your inside gap to the near linebacker. So on this one, they're going to work down. They get a little bit of a game here. But you see they're going to work there up. Once they twist, and that tackle's taking them, and they brought the #3 receiver, that fullback tight end, working the alley right here on this one. Jayden Daniels sees this guy squeeze really hard. Really doesn't see anybody in the alley. He knows he's even got a guy out there to lead. So you're going to get a pull right there. Leads up on that backer that was scraping over the top for the quarterback. Good play right there. Gets down before he gets hit. But, again, just kind of looking at the rules here as far as inside zone is concerned. Do you have anybody in your play side gap? Right here, they're going to double that up because this left guard has a guy in his play side gap. This guy really doesn't, so he's going to work that up. Get a hip, double that up to the near side. He's going to sift this to the backside there at the right tackle spot. So right there, working up, getting a couple double teams. Quarterback gets the pull. Decent gain right there with quarterback. Run to the weak side of bunch. Here's a good look. Instead of running duo over here to the bunch, they end up running a bit of an RPO, but basically getting him out to the flat is going to block most dangerous. Probably reading here and just working just like if you're in a fullback set here, working that C gap. So right here, basically responsible for those two, the left tackle, left guard. These guys are responsible for those two. He's going to sift through that gap. He's going to work that hip up. Probably want to stay pretty tight and let that guy get. Just trust your track right here, and this linebacker feels over the top. Straight downhill, faking the RPO here to the outside. Not a whole lot there, but a really dirty run there against Syracuse, falling forward, getting about 2 or 3 on a 3rd and 1. Just running inside zone. Just have this in here just basically to show you can just run inside zone. Have an RPO, maybe you can bubble out there or something like that. But just run straight inside zone. You don't have to run duo all the time. That's what North Carolina does right here, just run their typical inside zone they run out of any other personnel. Same look right here again. Linebackers had bumped that way a little bit. You can see he's pretty far off. You got just a B-gap player. This guy's probably a C-gap fitter. But again, a lot of space there to the weak side of that bunch. They run an arrow here, and they just treat it just like they would with inside zone. There's the weak side. Obviously, if you're getting those guys pushed over quite a bit, probably rather run maybe an inside mid-zone that direction, but right here just running an inside zone. And he's able to filter out even that safety rolling down. This receiver's not able to get there and not let him get into the alley. But right there, he bounces to it. Still makes that guy miss. Getting a pretty good gain there on 3rd and 3 with just straight inside zone. Good look here from Washington against Oregon. Again, a lot of teams like to use this motion. Motion number 1 all the way to the other side. So now it's a 2-receiver set. These guys are still in the same spot they would be on bunch. They run an inside zone, split zone right here. He's working across to block the defensive end. So again, getting a good double teams there, double team there as well. Everything's getting washed, getting to the backside B. This was a really good cut. You see this linebacker starting to filter over the top, makes it cut back to the front side A. Now getting vertical on the goal line red zone, able to get right down to the goal line with that inside zone. Again, changing it up. Not always running duo, not running truck. Run it where you could possibly hit this thing to the backside. That's what they do right here. They even bluff, pass that guy up in case the quarterback's going to get a pull. Right there, really good run by the running back. Great patience and great job getting vertical once those linebackers committed. Here's another way that you can run this inside zone right here to the bunch. Running it weak here on this one. You're going to base, double there up as well to that Mike that's going to have to play over the top. There's your read. You can bubble it out here. Obviously, if you have the space, you can throw this RPO or slip it out there to them. Let your guys go. But right here, you got a read right there with the wide D end, especially whenever they play and push over to that bunch set. You got a really good chance. Run that thing back to the weak side and create a big explosive play. I know with the look that we just showed you, you probably said, who in the world lined up like that? Well, here you go. This is what Florida State did. It's early in the year. Maybe they're lined up wrong, but I think they're just in man-to-man. So right here, I'd say he's manned up there. He's manned up there. Manned up. You got it too high. He's probably rolling into the box right here. Some wide D ends trying to get after the quarterback. But right here, as you're looking at it, just an easy base, getting a double team there up. Great angle right there. Double team up to whoever shows up. I mean, these guys are manned up. And they're bubbling out here, so this should widen. And this back should just get on that safety really quickly. And that's what happens on this one. They even get everybody up. For whatever reason, they even slant that way. And they get the center up to it. So right here, you got your right guard and your center. And this guy's coming to crack that safety. Really bad alignment there by Florida State. It has to be something off. But right there, LSU took advantage of it, run that inside zone weak to that bunch after they overloaded to the bunch side. Huge play there early against Florida State. Another look here against Mississippi State. Quarterback pull, and these guys are twisting, doing all kinds of stuff. They know they're getting this bluff to the alley. There's really nobody left. You're going to get a pull there. And, of course, Shane Daniels being the guy has a good chance to get in the end zone. They come up, make a play, but you can see what they're trying to do inside zone. If these guys would have stayed wide and just played this true, you could hand that thing and you could bounce that to the front side if you needed to because you had that overloaded basically. But instead, you got the quarterback pull. You got a guy leading there to the weak side. Again, attacking the weak side of that defense after they possibly shift over or really cognizant of that run to the strong side could always be a big play. This was a really interesting look. You're in unbalanced right here, and you've got some really heavy personnel. So those are tight ends, fullbacks here. He motions just a little bit, and he's going to lead here on the edge. And the number 3 receiver, tight end, works across as well. So you got 2 guys leading there on the edge. On this bluff, leaving this defensive end so you can read it. And on this one, McCarthy pulls it because he sees his eyes are there. He's going to play down on that back, and they get it pinned by the number 1. The number 2 working around there as well. Great read there by McCarthy. Interesting play, especially if you know that you're going to get a pull read, and those guys are going to squeeze. With just a little bit of motion now, you're getting 2 guys out on the edge to lead with nobody left. And, of course, that unbalanced set left him a little vulnerable there as well since they bumped over to the bunch and that extra receiver. But right there, McCarthy takes advantage of it. Gets to pull this on a 2nd and 2. Of course, really early in the year, second game of the year from Michigan. McCarthy really using his legs right here. Got a couple big bodies out there to lead for the quarterback on the run.